This week, we are focusing on an Arkansas State Senate race. Becky Ward is a Democrat running for District 27, which covers much of Fort Smith. Thank you so much, Becky, for joining us this week on 4029 News on the Record. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you very much for having me. I am Becky Ward. I'm running for the Arkansas State Senate from District 27, which is essentially Fort Smith, Arkansas. I am a proud mother and grandmother. I'm a lifelong gun owner. I am a regular churchgoer. I have a BA in economics from Wellesley College and an MBA in finance and marketing from the Freeman School at Tulane University. I was born and raised in Fort Smith. I'm a 1965 graduate of Northside High School. We're the greatest class alive. We're the class of 65. After college, I left town, and 5 years ago, when my husband and I retired, we decided to move back to Fort Smith. We'd always liked it, and we'd always thought that maybe we would return. So since I have come back, I've gotten very involved in the community. I'm a volunteer in a number of different areas. Make sure I don't forget anything. I'm a master gardener. I am a member of the Learning Fields and co-chair the Cutting Garden at Learning Fields. I work in the Healing Garden at Baptist Hospital, and I am the treasurer of the Arkansas River Valley Lawn and Garden Show. I am a volunteer coordinator for Art on the Border. I'm a member of Friends of RAM. By the way, in case you don't know, RAM, our local museum, was voted one of the 20 best museums in Arkansas, the best museum in Arkansas. And I want you to know that we need to shout out Louie and Julie for the wonderful work they're doing there. In any case, I also am a member of the NAACP, the Sebastian County Democratic Society Committee, and the Sebastian County Democratic Women. I belong to St. Bartholomew's Episcopal Church. I serve on the vestry, and I'm a lay Eucharistic minister. I am running for office because it's important that we not have a single party state in Arkansas.
In your opinion, what are the top 3 issues affecting the constituents of your district, District 27?
I think the top 3 issues that I have heard and that I would like to address, first of all, is our schools. Mm-hmm. Good schools are the basis of a society. We owe our children a good education. And the one thing that always is correlated with student achievement is good teaching. Mm-hmm. We need to hire and we need to keep good teachers. In order to do that, we need to pay them reasonably well. Our average teacher, our starting salary for teachers in Fort Smith is between $38,000 and $44,000. That is in the lowest 25% in the country. We owe our children better. We need to get more money from the state, and we need to allocate more money in the town. I think there is also a small element that is concerned about what we are teaching. Mm-hmm. I don't think, just as if you're having brain surgery, you don't want someone to do it who's read about it. Teaching is a profession. Teachers are professionals. It is parent input into our schools is appreciated, but ultimately our teachers are the ones who have to determine how to teach our children. And if that makes me unpopular, so be it. A second area of concern, I believe, is one of our crumbling infrastructure. If you've noticed, there are not a lot of Volkswagens around anymore. They've been eaten by potholes. When we try to attract good businesses, good jobs here, we don't want them to drive down our road and disappear into a pothole. We need more money from the state to repair the state-owned and maintained roads, and we need more money from the state to repair our Fort Smith maintained and owned roads. The third area of concern for me, and I would think for most of our people, is attracting good jobs, good well-paying jobs to Fort Smith. We have a really diverse, well-trained workforce. We need more attention from the state to our needs. Northwest Arkansas gets a lot of attention. We have as good an environment for business in Fort Smith as we do anywhere. It's a wonderful place to live. It's a great place to raise our children, and we need more attention from the state to do that. We also need to worry about prescription drugs. If you look at what insulin costs, it is insane. Insulin is one of the oldest drugs known, oldest manufactured drugs. There is no reason for it to be as high as it is other than greed. We need to address that problem on the state level, on the national level, of course, but on the state level. Those are the issues that I feel passionately about and that I think that our constituents are concerned about as well.
All right, Becky Ward running for State Senate District 27. We'll be back in 2 minutes with more questions. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.